Only in the game just to get my fatty. And these lazy ain't got competition. It's me versus me, love Key Talk game.
Key Talk Society, check it out. Before the video gets started, I need y'all to like the video. You know what I'm talking about? You know I'm gonna come with the content every day, all day. You know what I'm talking about? Then like the video for me. Take 2 seconds. Anyway, check it out, man. All right. So we got a couple different topics to talk about today. Of course, you know what I'm talking about, one of the topics is Quando Rondo. So Quando Rondo and his crew pretty much had an officer working for them. You know what I'm talking about? When I say working for them, they had a female that would go ahead and assist the officer with certain things that he wanted, if you know what I mean, in order to give her information that she then sent back to the gang. And it actually helped a lot of them not get arrested. You know what I'm talking about? They was able to avoid a lot of arrests. But the thing about it is the officer was getting information out of her as well. He let her like see some type of footage or something like that on an unsolved murder, and that murder is like 10 years old of a 2-year-old, and we'll get into that too. And then last but not least, we got to talk about NBA Youngboy. But he done broke the internet, you know what I'm talking about, because he laying next to like a pill bottle with a double cup with his eyes in the back of his head. I don't know. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the picture by now. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First, I'm going to read y'all the story about, you know, what the officer and the female from Quando Rondo's crew was exchanging and what he was getting. And, of course, what she was getting. Now, I know one thing. Y'all know that he was getting out of her, but it was more than that as well. So it starts off and it says, Savannah Police Department brass fired a detective last fall after an investigation into an improper relationship he had with an off-the-books police informant. So if she's an off-the-books police informant, I guess she's not an official informant. You know, somebody, she could just be somebody that's just willingly giving information. You know what I mean? Anyways, so a off-the-books police informant, according to the internal investigation documents, the internal affairs investigation launched in August 2023 stemmed from an allegation that the former officer Daryl Repress was having a relationship with a woman who he also was using as a confidential informant. So he had his own personal confidential informant, right? It says Repress sent the woman another detective's body worn cam, which of course is illegal. You can't like give a random person a body footage that an officer was actually wearing. It's just illegal. You can't do that. And I don't even know how that's illegal, but I just know that it's illegal. You know what I'm talking about? Warren BWC footage to get information about an unsolved 2014 murder of baby Kiki, Kaija Smalls. So I'm actually going to read about the murder of baby Kiki, Kaija Smalls. She was murdered in 2024. Now, she's 2 years old, right? Most of the time, whenever you hear about a kid that young being murdered, especially if she's in a hood or something like that, 99.9% of the time it's from drive. I won't say 99.9, but I do want to say 99.9 because it be from drive-by shootings, meaning somebody went to go spin a block, shoot up the house, and unfortunately, anybody in the house can get hit. And a lot of the times, it be the kids that actually end up getting hit, you know what I'm talking about, with inside of the house. And unfortunately, Kiki, the baby Kiki, or her real name's Kaija Smalls, was unfortunately the victim that was actually hit by those riddle bullets. And I'll get into that story a little later, right? It says, the probe also detailed allegations that Repress provided the woman information about an April 2023 operation in a Waters Avenue corridor that targeted associates of Tyquan Bowman, better known as rapper Quando Rondo. So he was giving her information about an active investigation that was targeting Quando Rondo's, some of his members, right? So with that being said, if she giving that information and the members know that they've been investigated, what are they going to do? Get the blue hell out the way, so that way you don't have to get arrested whenever they come to try to get you, right? It says allowing one man to avoid apprehension. Like I told you, he got out the way. He avoided it because he knew what was coming. During the same period, the probe found that Repress was buying stolen clothes from the woman and buying, well, it stops right there, but let me see if I can find the rest of it. But hold on. So the 12 was buying stolen clothes from the woman. You know what I'm talking about? Not just buying stolen clothes from the woman, giving her details about a whole lot of stuff that was actually happening. So did they fire the officer? Yes, they definitely fired him. But there is more to the actual story. It says it was buying stolen clothes from the woman and buying gifts for her. So he was just tricking off a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Tricking out some paper, tricking out some information, putting his job in danger, which he did end up actually losing that job. Right now, but I want to say that what he was doing was for a good cause, because it was for the 2-year-old to try to get that 2-year-old murder solved, because this happened in 2014 and now it's 2024, which is 10 years later. And I'm pretty sure that the murder is still unsolved, because he just got arrested last year trying to get the information out of Shorty. Right. When it comes to the murder of baby Kiki, the information that they actually have, it's limited, because they don't, nobody's going to talk up. A lot of the times when somebody goes spin the block and they go do some sliding and killing, nobody gonna talk on what went on. You know what I'm talking about? That's part of the no snitching rule that's like inside of the black community, that's invaded the black community. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna read y'all a little bit about the unsolved murder of baby Kiki, and then we'll go ahead and get into the NBA Youngboy topic, right? So it says, unsolved 2014 murder of 2-year-old Kija Smalls still resonating in Savannah, which means they haven't solved it at all. You know what I'm talking about? It says, it has been almost 4 years. Well, now it's been 10 years, because that was 2014. It's 2024. Well, 9 or 10 years. It's almost been 4 years, and no one has been arrested in a death of an innocent 2-year-old Savannah child. It's so tragic. It's a little one. She was murdered, said District Attorney Meg Heap. It was November 18th at around 11 p.m. when Kija Kiki Smalls was asleep on her couch. That police say her home was riddled with bullets and she was struck twice. Exactly how I told y'all, right? A lot of the times whenever it's a young child that actually gets hit with bullets, if you look at the story, a lot of the times it's from drive-by shootings. Like that's how a lot of it goes, from what I see at least, right? Then it says Sergeant Robert Santoro was one of the first investigators on the scene and performed CPR on the child. It was about 11 o'clock at night. Police responded to 200 Hempstead Avenue. Reports of shots fired. A young girl by the name of Kija Smalls, she had been inside of her residence when it was shot up. She was struck by gunfire, succumbed to those injuries. So obviously the CPR that Buddy tried to do didn't actually, it wasn't effective, right? It wasn't enough to save her life, said Santoro. Detectives continue to search for leads and a suspect. They won't find it because it's a no snitching rule. Nobody ain't about to tell nothing at all. But now, it was probably some type of street justice that went on, though. Although no, legal police 12 justice, but some street justice for sure, especially if a kid got killed, right? It says we continue to work on it. Even to this day, it's something we're not going to give up on, saying Santoro. But with an cold case, time can be the enemy to an investigation. A lot of problems come with the age of a case. Witnesses move on. Evidence may be misplaced, and by evidence being misplaced, let me tell y'all right now, the person that did it could have possibly already been, talking about, turned into a pack, put inside of a backwood, talking about. And with that being said, it would be no more case anyways, right? It says Dedrick Legend is a community activist and remembers the shooting. To go to that funeral, to sit there and watch that family grieve, to see that little casket and the production that went on to it, it's saddening and disheartening. The case continues to be investigated by Savannah Police as well as the District Attorney Office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Oh, so maybe the officer. So this happened in Savannah, right? This shooting happened in Savannah. More than likely, Quando Rondo's crew know what went on because they're from Savannah. They know the streets of Savannah, right? And this is obviously some street stuff that actually happened. So the officer was playing a role trying to get the information out of the female that was connected to Quando Rondo and them, right? And he was trying to get that information out of her while she was getting information out of him from another crime to make sure that they stay out of trouble, right? So who knows who actually did it or what information she did actually give up at that time, right? It says, but for Legend, he says the community has to come together. help solve this crime. If it was internal, then the family needs to talk about it. If it was something that happened in a community, we as a community, myself as a community organizer, we need to find out what it is that we have to do to close this case, give some life back to that young lady. Not gonna happen. Nobody ain't about to do no stitching. So that's enough on that case, right? That's pretty much, I wanted to go into that story of baby Kiki, so y'all can actually see what type of information he was actually trying to get out of the female, or just what the case was about that he was trying to help get solved. Talking about a 9-year case by that time, excuse me. So, and as far as NBA Youngboy, I don't know if this is a call for help for NBA Youngboy or if this is some type of marketing for NBA Youngboy. It could be both, I'm talking about borderline both, a call for help and some marketing, because pretty much NBA Youngboy, like I told y'all earlier at the very beginning, he has a video where he's laying down on the ground, eyes rolled to the bed. It almost looks as if he's OD'd, right? Let's just say that. It almost looks as if it's that. And then he said a caption like, "That's why I don't ever answer my phone." So he's pretty much saying, I be on this, that's why I don't answer my phone. Either way it goes, it got the internet inside of a headlock. A lot of people saying, dang, he needs some type of intervention or some type of help. Now, maybe he's about to drop. Who knows? It does seem to be these type of marketing things that happen around the time where most artists is about to drop. So if that's the case, then touche to the marketing team, because it definitely worked. You got the whole media, the whole internet talking about it. It's going wild and crazy. But anyways, as more details come out about the case of baby Kiki, of course, Quando Rondo's crew been involved in it. And of course, NBA Youngboy, I will definitely keep y'all updated. Anyways, let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.